All right, the metaverse is here. Mark Zuckerberg is officially changing the name of Facebook to Meta. And what does that mean for you as an entrepreneur, a business owner, a parent, a grandparent, just a human being in general? Is this something we should be afraid of, or is it something we should embrace? My name is Susan Sly, and I'm here as the host of Raw and Real Entrepreneurship to break down the metaverse and explain exactly what this thing is. So before I do super quick, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Raw and Real Entrepreneurship is for people just like you. You're thinking of starting a business, you have a business, you want to grow and scale a business, and most importantly, you want to keep it raw and real. You don't want things sugar-coated, and that's what this is all about. In this episode, I am going to share 3 things to know about the metaverse. I'm also going to talk about some of the controversy and let you cast your own opinion by dropping a comment below, and I would love to hear from you. So the first thing I want to talk about is, what is this metaverse? The metaverse is an alternative reality. And the first thing to understand about this alternative reality is you have to get there, not on an airplane, not in your car, not by jogging to get there. You will get there through some kind of wearable initially. So the wearable in question is generally a pair of VR glasses. And not that long ago, I went to tour some new office space and they said, okay, Susan, we're going to go for the tour. And I'm sitting there in the lobby and they hand me a pair of glasses and this thing that looks honestly like a gun. And they're going, okay, put on the glasses. I do. And then point the gun and you point it and then you just poof, go into a different area, a common area, bar area, all these different places for these amenities of this new commercial real estate project. And so I did a virtual tour in an alt reality that will be a reality. So that is just the beginning, but that, my friends, is not the metaverse. Our metaverse, the one that Mark Zuckerberg wants us to be a part of, begins like this. We throw in some glasses, we go into this alternative reality. We may even get married there. We may meet our great love there. We may have meetings there. And oh, P.S., by the way, these things are not going to be free. And that puts me at my second point. You will pay to play. So I want you to imagine that you go into the metaverse and you've got your glasses on and you're, feeling amazing. And you're like, yes, I'm now in the metaverse. And maybe you're going bowling in the metaverse. Maybe you are going to travel in the metaverse, but you will pay to play. And large companies are already figuring out ways to charge you in this metaverse, which is 5 to 12 years away, according to Mark Zuckerberg. So the currency in the metaverse, it may very well be cryptocurrency. And Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook had requested that they be approved for their own cryptocurrency called the Libra. Now, my sign is a Libra, so that's kind of cool, but I'm not sure how I feel about a cryptocurrency dedicated to Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook metaverse, or Meta as it is now called. So in that imaginary world that is going to be, and this is my third point, it's going to be very real. You're going to feel like you're actually there. You will be transacting in some form of currency. Now, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I want to pull up this article that I pulled up from CNBC. So check it out. In June 2018, Oculus executive Jason Rubin sent an email to Facebook board member Mark Andreessen with the subject line, "The Metaverse." And he's quoted in this article as saying, if building this doesn't scare the living HELL out of us, then we shouldn't build it. And then he goes on to talk about the meatverse. What is the meatverse? It's where we all live. In the meatverse, that's our reality right now. And Jason Rubin doesn't want us to live there. Jason Rubin doesn't want us to live where we're actually living, where we're having human experiences, where we're hugging our children or our partner, or we're walking our dog. He wants us to have virtual children, virtual partner, and virtual dog, and not live in the meatverse. Well, I'm sorry, Jason. I like my meatverse just fine. Thank you very much. The next thing he goes on to say in this is that this place is going to have some epic experiences. And he talks about hypothetical weddings, and he goes on and on and on and on. Here's the thing I want to tell you, my friends: good people create good technology. I'm going to say that again. Good people create good technology. And the fruits are always indicated by the roots. So whatever the roots are there, the fruits of that creation will reflect that. What kind of fruits the metaverse is, I'm not sure, but I do want to talk to you about some goodness about potential implications of the metaverse, and maybe not Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse, maybe not Facebook's metaverse. There are other companies and startups that are out there creating amazing experiences in a version of the metaverse. And Mark, as successful as you have been, you do not own the entire metaverse. There are other mini metaverses that are going to be created by all these incredible startup companies. And I want you to imagine some implications that I've been thinking about in this metaverse. So imagine one implication could be for someone who's elderly. And I think about my dad, who's 81 years old right now. And let's say he begins to lose the use of his body. And imagine if we could put on some VR glasses and he could be young again. He could be driving his black sports car when he was 19 years old down Highway 401 in Ontario, Canada. Like imagine that quality of later life. That could be an implication. Imagine another implication of this metaverse using superpowers for good could be helping people with addiction, to help them live in a way that they literally, in a very healthy way, begin to shift some of those internal programs so they don't want to participate in whatever it is they're addicted to. Imagine reuniting with people. So coming through a pandemic where we couldn't see each other, and yes, we Zoomed and everything, but imagine jumping into a metaverse and being able to see people that you just couldn't travel to see. There are so many implications for good. And yet a meatverse, calling where we live right now a meatverse, firstly, that's insulting. Secondly, all these Facebook investors, do they know that you're calling their lives essentially meat? I don't know. I just don't know. But what I do know is this. I encourage you, and I'll have a link to the show notes, to check out what Jason Rubin wrote. And shouts out to CNBC. You guys did, I think, in my humble opinion, an amazing job laying this out. Raw and real entrepreneurship, again, is just about keeping it raw and real. And I want to finish with this quote by the amazing Will Smith. Will Smith said this: "Money doesn't change who you are. It only amplifies what is already there." And so, raw and real entrepreneurs, I'll let you be the judge. Is money amplifying what is already there with this metaverse? I don't know. Drop a comment below if this video has helped you in any way. Go ahead and share it. Head on over to susansly.com. I've got some free gifts for you. And especially if you're thinking about starting a business, I have a starter guide. It's absolutely pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. And with that, God bless. Go rock your day in the meatverse. And I'll tell you something, I'm quite happy in the meatverse. Thank you all very, very much. Goodbye, God bless, and I will see you in a future video.